Members, just be aware that this meeting is being streamed.
The last time I shall forget that. Hey, right. Welcome everyone to this mayor making and annual meeting of Godalming Town Council. Before we start on the agenda, I would like to record my thanks to all those councillors and officers who have supported me in fulfilling my mayoral role over the last year and in accepting the 100 or so invitations I received. And I must also thank my wife, my consort, Veronica, who provided me with much needed support and organisation through the year. And finally, I must not forget those many residents and volunteers I have met with who work so hard to sustain and develop the Godalming community. It has been a privilege and an honour to have worked with you at the many events I have attended over the year. I wish you all the best with your endeavours for the coming year. So now to the agenda. Item 1, election of town mayor. I call on Councillor Thompson, I believe, who has a proposal for the town mayor.
Okay, I'm very honoured to be proposing Tom to be the mayor for the final year of the administration. Tom is a cultural and community leader who is being made, hopefully, mayor for this final year of the administration. Tom has dedicated his professional and personal life to unlocking barriers to potential and opportunity. A firm believer in the power of creativity to achieve social cohesion. Tom is excited to be a figurehead for Godalming in what promises to be an eventful year for the town. First elected to Godalming Town Council in a by-election in June 22, Tom was then re-elected to serve as a councillor for Central and Oxford Ward the following year. Tom, during his time, has acted as chair of the Council's Environment and Planning Committee. In this role, Tom has led and coordinated the Council's response to local planning applications and ensured key initiatives to tackle the climate emergency are taken forward. Tom has also represented the Council on external bodies such as St Mark's Community Centre and the Go Godalming Association, and has acted as Deputy Mayor for the 2025-2026 civic year. Tom has enjoyed a 25-year professional career at the heart of the UK's political system. Initially as a researcher and advisor in the House of Lords for over a decade. Tom has subsequently achieved much success as a campaigner and advocate influencing central and local government, as well as national and devolved parliaments. His appointment as Chief Executive of UK Music in 2024, the music industry umbrella body, was the culmination of a number of notable achievements on behalf of the sector. This includes Tom masterminding into law the Live Music Act 2012, organising a successful judicial review of copyright law in 2015, and securing millions in support for the sector during the COVID pandemic. Tom's professional work has been recognised in a number of ways, including as winner of the 2012 Parliamentary Researcher of the Year Award and inducted into the Billboard UK Music Industry Power Players list. He is also a member of the government's Creative Industries Council and Soft Power Council. Tom was born in the south coast of England. I'm leaving the year out. He left to study European politics at the University of Kent in Canterbury. Following graduation in 2001, Tom relocated to London for work. He first lived in Godalming in 2009 and 2010 before moving back to London for the next 10 years. In 2016, he married Victoria, who is also a local councillor on the Borough Council and has also recently been elected to the new West Surrey Unitary Authority. Tom returned to Godalming in 2021, this time with a young son in tow and Victoria. Tom first fell in love with the visual beauty of Godalming as a child when staring out of the train windows on day trips to London from the south coast. He firmly, excuse me, I've got the wrong glasses on, everyone. He firmly believes that Godalming is the best place in the country to work, rest and play, and is inspired by the town's friendliness and sense of community and spirit. I first met Tom when I helped in his by-election in 2022. And this was my first experience of campaigning and also going to account. And I got addicted. So in a way, it's down to Tom that I became so proactively involved in local politics. The following year, Tom and I stood together with Victoria, his wife, and Paul on the 2023 elections. I think it was probably my most favourite campaign that I've ever worked on, because I think the four of us worked really well as a team and we had a lot of fun. I hope I can say that Tom has become a friend. And whenever I'm a bit frustrated or fed up with anything to do with the council or politics, I can turn to Tom for a chat. And he always cheers me up with his dry sense of humour and wise words. I'm sure everyone will agree with me that Tom's insight and expertise in politics and the music and entertainment business is fascinating and has been invaluable to the council, and I would say to our party as well. I'm very happy to propose Tom for mayor, as I think Tom and Victoria will do an amazing job of representing Godalming as mayor and consort for the last year of the administration.
Thank you, Councillor Thompson. I call on Councillor Marshall to second the proposal.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, fellow councillors, town clerk, and our guests in the gallery. It's my honour to second the nomination of Councillor Tom Kill as Mayor for Godalming in the 2026-2027 civic year. As Councillor Thompson outlined, Tom has built a distinguished career in public life, championing the UK music industry with skill, tenacity and integrity. Through his work at Westminster, he demonstrated a rare ability to bring together stakeholders across sectors and parties and securing meaningful change for those he represented. His fingerprints are on many landmark achievements for the industry and for these people. Councillor Thompson has mentioned a few of those. I will not repeat all of them. But I think the work he's done specifically around securing or support for the music industry during the devastation of COVID is essentially speaks volumes for what Councillor Kill can do. It is not only what Tom has achieved, but how he's achieved it that sets him apart, I believe. His manner is always calm, measured, and fair. But beneath that steady exterior is somebody who's deeply principled, who treats every person with equal respect, and who leads with both firmness and warmth. In my year working alongside him, I've seen him command a room while never losing the approachability that makes people wanting to work with Tom. That is a genuine rare quality and something I think is hugely beneficial in a role such as mine. Tom's connection to Godalming is, I think, a love story. As a child, he would gaze out of the train window on day trips from the south coast, and he fell in love with what he saw, something I suspect many of us in this room can relate to. That affection never left him. He moved to Godalming, as Councillor Thompson pointed out. I lived in Godalming and Farncombe during 2009 and 2010, before being called back to London for business, where he met his wife, Councillor Kill. and it was with Godalming that he chose to move back to with his family, to set roots and to raise a family. This is not a man who arrived here by accident. He chose us again and again. Tom Kill and the Kill family are woven into the fabric of this community. As councillors, as volunteers, as parents, as residents, they show up at our events, at our markets, at the moments that make Godalming the vibrant place it is. The commitment is not performative, it's genuine. Since his election to Town Council, Tom has served with distinction, not extinction. That could also be topical these days. And he chaired the Environment and Planning Committee, represented the council with distinction on external bodies, and has been Deputy Mayor for the last year. He comes to this role very prepared for the challenges it brings, I believe. Tom is passionate about keeping our town, Godalming, a beautiful, thriving, and forward-thinking place to live. He is committed to protecting our natural environment and to keeping us at the forefront addressing the climate emergency. He has the skills and the connections to champion this town in the exciting opportunities ahead. Britain in Bloom and the UK Town of Culture are just two of the initiatives that we're embarking on as a council, and I think Tom is really well placed to represent us in those as well. And also to support us in the rich cultural and music life that makes us such a special place. Councillor Kill has every quality a mayor should possess: dedication, integrity, warmth, and a deep, genuine love for this town. I'm proud to second his nomination. I urge all fellow councillors to join me in voting for Tom Kill as Town Mayor for 2026-2027. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Are there any other nominations? No? Okay. Do members then agree that Councillor Tom Keel be elected as Mayor of Godalming for the civic year 2026-27? Thank you. Right.
So you mean it?
Oh, yes. I need to announce the result. Tom Keel is duly elected as Town Mayor for 2026-27.
All right in the chamber. Mr. Mayor, the Mayoralty of Godalming has a long and noble history. The chain and badge you are now wearing were first worn 151 years ago in 1857. Like all your predecessors, I now ask you to make your declaration of office.
I, Tom Keel, having been elected to the office of Mayor of the Council of the Parish of Godalming, declare that I will take that office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it according to the best of my judgment and ability.
I should sign there, please. You are now officially the Mayor of Godalming. Yeah, yeah. We're just going to do a bit of posing, Right. Right, so we're going to go down there now.
Do I do the?
No, you made the declaration.
I haven't said that.
Oh, no, okay, yeah, sorry.
I just, yes. Thank you. And thank you for all the support and warmth and friendship that all the councillors have shown me since both being elected to the council, but also since moving back to Godalming, and in particular, thank you to Councillor Marshall and Councillor Thompson for your very kind words. It's a great privilege working with all of you, regardless of political grouping and where we come from. And I've enjoyed immensely the time that I've been on this council, and there's a real sense of community spirit which I will instill and maintain during this forthcoming civic year. It's obviously going to be a period of some considerable change, I think, and hopefully my temperament and which has been expressed will help manage some of that period of change that we're going to have. I'm a great fan of history, and I've looked back at some of the previous mayors and backgrounds, and looked at the last local government reorganisation back in the 1970s, and seemed to be a theme of people with certain surnames keep on cropping up who were mayors at that time, whether either Goodridge or Denningberg. So I'm going to do a little bit more research and to see what inspiration I can get from their time as mayor, and see what I can do to help support and guide you as councillors and the community at large. It becomes on me at this point to talk about the mayoral charities, announce who my mayoral charities will be for this year. I've decided to have two charities. I think the first one I will have is Home Start Waverley, which do some really good work with families with young children, and particularly finding very challenging situations and circumstances. So I want to work very closely with them this year and some of the challenges that they face, but also doing the really good work and making sure that people in quite very difficult circumstances have the support that they need. And as second charity, and everyone knows my deep love of culture and all its forms, and actually seeing the potential that things like performance gives to the community, both in health and mental well-being, and just generally that social cohesion aspect. My second charity will be, particularly because of the great work that they do around community choirs, will be Choir Blast. Thank you.
Shall we get with that? Mr. Mayor, may I ask you to present the badge of office to Victoria, who is going to be the mayoress for this year. And although, unlike yours, her badge of office was only worn 101 years ago when it was presented to Godalming by Charterhouse in 1925. So Victoria, if you'd like to come up, please. Do you want to go back there? Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I would like to move to the vote of thanks to the retiring town mayor, Councillor Bob Crooks. It's been a great privilege to be deputy mayor of with Bob, and I think this is really fitting that we have a former town mayor as well here with us tonight, who will be, I think, putting forward the proposition for the vote of thanks for the retiring mayor, Councillor Crooks. So may I ask Shelley Faraday from the charity What Next to deliver that for us? Thank you.
Thank you. And councillors, former Mayor Bob Crooks, current Mayor Tom Keel, council staff, residents of Godalming. As a founder member of What Next, I'm honoured bound to ask what's going to happen after today. And when you observe Bob's mayoral year, it's perfectly clear he's been asking that question for a long time. When we started our journey to tackle the climate and ecological emergency, we hoped for councillors and mayors who understood the theory of the crisis and would take action, and we got that. And in Bob, we found a leader who observed the environment and championed it. Whether it was waving to us at the Christmas lights from the newly refurbished pepper pot, or celebrating our wonderful gold wins at the RHS Wisley for the High Street and the Eashing Cemetery, Bob has ensured that Godalming's natural beauty is treated as a priority. For What Next, his support has been transformative. We never expected to be chosen again. From the charity quiz, which raised £1,500 for us and our fellow charity Charlie's Promise, and to his interest in preserving the biodiversity of the Lammas land, Bob has shown that being green isn't a political stance. It's a commitment to the soil of this town. Bob has been a constant presence in the heart of our community. We've seen him at Climate Club, which What Next holds once a fortnight, where we talk about the environment and eat environmentally friendly food. We've seen him at the Godalming Run and supporting families there. We've seen him at the town show in the Berries Field. And as many of you will remember, we saw him at the Ragged Robin, where he braved pulling his first pint. Bob has been there for the celebrations, for things such as Choir Blast, the ABBA sing-along at Jubilee House, but he's also been there for the quiet moments, the essential moments, sharing mince pies at the Leonard Cheshire Homes, visiting the food bank in St Mark's, and ensuring that no one had to spend Christmas Day alone. This year's also brought moments of reflection. We remember the loss of Pete Harris, our sergeant at Mace, whose support was vital to the council, and Bob's leadership in honouring our people who have served our community through acts of remembrance or through supporting our scouts has been exemplary. Bob, you have led with a rare blend of scientific clarity and deep human empathy. You reminded us that we must shrink our ecological footprint. and we must expand our community spirit. And all this made much easier for you because of the tireless work of the Town Council, the leadership of Andy Jeffrey, and the ongoing support of your consort and wife, Veronica. So as Bob steps down, we ask again, what next? I perceive a lovely long downhill coast in the cycle lane for Bob and a rough ride on the merry-go-round for Tom. So Tom, as you take your chain today, you have a magnificent foundation to build on. We look forward to working with you. And lastly, thank you, Bob.
Great pleasure to invite Councillor Crooks down for the presentation of the past Mayor's badge. Okay. Got to get used to that, sorry. The deputy one's a little bit smaller, yeah. Now, agenda item 7, which is the election of a deputy mayor. So we need to elect a new deputy mayor for the new civic year, 2026-27. So I have a proposal from Councillor Penny Rivers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and please accept congratulations and best wishes for this, your civic year. It is indeed a pleasure and a privilege to nominate Councillor Janet Crowe to be the Deputy Mayor of Godalming for the civic year 2026 to 2027. I know that Janet is passionate about people and dedicated to this town council, to its purpose and, importantly, to its values of equity, inclusion and diversity. Janet will bring her own skills, her own style, her own good grace and sense of fun to the role, and will work with you, Tom, for the common good of Godalming and for those we all represent. So it is indeed an honour to commend Councillor Janet Crowe to be our next Deputy Mayor of Godalming.
Thank you. I believe I have a seconder in Councillor Deuce.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and congratulations also on your accession. I'm delighted to second the nomination for Councillor Crowe as Deputy Mayor. Since joining Godalming Town Council in 2023, she has brought warmth, empathy and determination to her position as councillor. Yet Janet is also able to be cool, calm and collected, all of the temperatures, under pressure, and is able to apply these wonderful attributes to her representative roles. Janet is also an amazing advocate for local residents and champions the fight against injustice at a local and national level. But what can you expect otherwise from Godalming College alumni? Not that I was there at the time. Janet has strong principles and applies these in her everyday decision-making, not just as a councillor for Godalming Town Council, but also at Waverley Borough Council too. I have enjoyed working alongside Janet on the staffing committee and on Waverley's executive, where she is able to bring a healthy, balanced perspective to staffing issues, as well as to the responsibilities she holds as co-portfolio holder for housing. I always feel reassured when Janet is present in council meetings. With her solution-focused mindset to challenges, she is completely unruffleable. I've never used that word to describe somebody before, and so in that way, she is unique to me. All of these qualities place her in good stead to accede to the position of Deputy Mayor, where the ability to form positive, meaningful relationships with the many and varied members of the local community is crucial to civic leadership. And Penny and I know what we're talking about. We've been there and got the T-shirts, although Penny is 35. Please join me in supporting Janet, who will be representing Godalming Town with integrity, good humour and resolution for this position. Thank you.
Are there any other nominations? Okay, so I move to a vote on.
Right, so you want to go down and
Yeah,
present them.
so I now invite Councillor Crowe to join me and receive your chain and badge of office and make the declaration.
I, Janet Ann Crowe, having been elected to the office of Deputy Mayor of the Council of the Parish of Godalming, declare that I shall take that office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it, according to the best of my judgment and ability. Thank you.
Ben, if you could just sign that for me. Could I now ask Mr. Mayor if you would present the the consort's badge to the Deputy Mayor of Godalming? Business.
Okay, now, agenda item 9, which is the minutes from the last council meeting, or council meeting on the 14th of May of last week. Are colleagues content for me to sign this as an accurate record of last meeting?
Oh, yeah, we'll sign it, yeah.
Agenda item 10, apologies. Any received?
We have apologies from Councillor Adam, Councillor Hegan, Councillor Stuart Downey, Councillor Charlotte Downey and Councillor Holliday.
Thank you. Agenda item 11, disclosable community interest and other registrable interests. Any tabled before the meeting?
None received before the meeting, Mr Mayor.
Anyone wish to table from the floor? No. Agenda item 12, petition statement, questions from members of the public. Any received?
None received.
Agenda item 11, questions by members.
None received in accordance with Standing Order 6.
Agenda item 14, official announcements and letters.
There are none.
Okay. Agenda item 15, and this is, we're now moving on to the beyond the ceremonial part of the meeting and into the formal business for the council municipal year. So agenda item 15, council service committee structure for municipal year 2026-2027. This item asks that members to confirm that the standing committee structure for the coming municipal year, members will be aware that this reflects the service committee model previously considered and developed by the council. Are members content to approve the committee structure as set out in the agenda? Thank you. It's agreed. Agenda item 16, adoption of governance framework. This item brings together the revised standing orders, terms of reference, reporting structure, scheme of delegation and financial regulations required to support the new committee structure. This does not introduce a new direction of travel. It formalises arrangements already considered and recommended by members. Unless there is any substantive points requiring clarification, I will move on to the recommendation. So members are asked to consider and resolve to adopt with immediate effect the council's revised governance framework comprising standing orders, Annex A, Appendix A, Annex B, financial regulations. Are members agreed? Agenda item 17, scheduled meetings 2026-27. This is the proposed structure of meetings for the municipal year aligned to the approved committee structure. Members are asked to resolve to approve the scheduled meetings for the 2026 year. Are members agreed? Agenda item 18, the appointment of the leader spokesperson of the council. We now move to the appointment of the leader of the council, who will also serve as chair of the management committee. I call for nominations. Councillor Penny Rivers.
Happy to nominate Councillor Paul Follows.
Councillor, seconder. Is there a seconder? Councillor Marshall. Any other nominations? Councillor Waitman.
I would like to nominate Councillor Joan Hegan in absentia.
Any? Is there a second?
Seconder.
Is there a seconder? You're seconding that?
Okay, so we need a vote. Can we have a show of hands
Okay.
for Councillor Follows?
Okay. Can I ask for a vote on proposal for Councillor Follows? All those in favour?
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, are we not going to be speaking on our nominations on it?
And if not, I propose we move to a vote, Mr. Mayor.
It is called for an election of, you make a proposal and a seconder of your nominee, and I have the person you've nominated in absentia, I don't even know who wishes to be elected to that position, so it's a straightforward vote.
Okay. So yeah. So do that again. Those in favour of the proposal for Councillor Follows?
8.
Those against?
2.
2. 3. 3.
How many against?
3.
3.
Any abstentions?
One abstention.
And so those in favour of Councillor Hegan?
But would we, given that that's
We had two proposals, so we have to vote.
those in favour of Councillor Hegan,
Two. Those against?
4,
Three.
those against? Against.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Councillor.
Those abstaining? 2.
Councillor Follows is elected.
Councillor Follows is duly elected. Thank you. Agenda item, so you are formally elected as the leader of the council. Agenda item 19, appointment of members to standing orders. We now move to appoint members to standing committees in accordance with the council's political balance policy. Members will note that nominations have been prepared in advance. Are members content to approve the committee memberships as tabled and amended if applicable? Councillor Follows.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, and congratulations on your elevation, and to our Deputy Mayor. And I'll refer to her by name rather than the other Councillor Keel, as I often do in this chamber. Congratulations also to Victoria. I'm as ever suspicious that you're gaining more authority in the world. That being said, the only thing I want to comment on here is you will note by this document the assertion of the majority control of the Liberal Democrat group of Godalming Town Council, which I wasn't going to mention directly, but I think under the circumstances I here do proclaim officially. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Members to consider and resolve to approve the allocation of committee places and appoint members. So are those agreed, and members agreed with the proposal before us? Agreed. Against? Okay, agenda item 20, appointment of committee chairs. We now move on to appointment of committee chairs. Members should note that vice chairs will be elected at the first meeting of each committee in accordance with standing orders. Are members agreed?
Taken on block.
Taken on block? All on block? All agreed? Agenda item 21. This concerns election representatives to outside bodies. This item seeks to appoint the council's representatives to outside bodies for municipal year. Are members content to approve the appointments as tabled? Agreed.
We have a vacancy on the Fair Trade Steering Group. Does any member wish to
Yeah.
nominate themselves?
Anyone wish to put forward for the Fair Trade Group? There's a vacancy there. Councillor Marshall. So, okay, so we will move to agree that.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
thank you. Is that agreed? Yep.
Agreed.
Agenda item 21. We've done that. The adoption of key items. Members are asked to resolve and consider and resolve to adopt the immediate effect the following documents: Treasury investment strategy, risk management strategy, health and safety policy arrangement. Members are also asked to resolve to authorise the CEO to update the council's policy and procedures as necessary to reflect the newly adopted service committee's names and reporting requirements. All members agreed.
Agreed.
Agenda item 23, safety policy statement. Members to resolve to authorise the mayor as the chair of the council to sign Godalming Town Council's safety policy statement. The members are prepared for me to agree.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Agenda item 24, task and finish groups. Members to resolve to agree the membership of the task and finish groups shown below. There is vacancies
There
there
are
as well.
vacancies.
So,
Either members can agree to self-nominate, or we can seek it by email.
okay, do people wish to do it on an email or, yeah, okay. So otherwise, in terms of the basic resolution, those set out, the members agree to create those on block.
Agreed.
Okay. Approval of direct debits. Members to resolve that the responsible finance officer to continue payments to use of variable and fixed direct debits where current instructions exist. List of current suppliers, payroll debit card shown in Annex B. Members agree? And
Agenda item 26, letter of engagement, internal auditor. Members to note that as directed by full council on the 12th of February, the CEO has signed the engagement letter with Mulberry Authority Services Limited to act as the council's internal auditor for 26, 27 and 28, 29 inclusive. Members will note that the engagement letter sets out the period of engagement, responses of council and internal auditors, the scope, and we'll all agree. And note.
Have we noted it?
Yeah, noted. Agenda item 27, receipt of committee minutes. To receive the minutes from the formal committee structure prior to adoption of the service model agreement. That all noted and agreed and received. To 2028, sealing of authorised of documents to authorise the chief executive to sign or where appropriate to have sealed on behalf of the town council any orders, deeds, documents necessary to give effect to any matters contained in the reports received at this meeting or in a resolution passed by the council. All members authorise? Thank you.
Authorised.
Agenda item 29, date of next meeting, which is Thursday, the 4th of June, which is a fortnight from today, at 6:30 in the council chamber. And finally, announcements. If members would wish to join me in the mayor's parlour for a drink and some refreshment, you'd be most welcome. Thank you. End of meeting.
All rise in the chamber.